Good evening. Welcome to Washington. I'm Brett Baer. Donald Trump is not making any friends in the Fourth Estate tonight, and he really doesn't care. Trump turned an announcement of funding for veterans-related charities into a full-scale assault on the people who bring you the news and cover his campaign. It was, as many experts looked at it, vintage Trump at his insulting and uncompromising best. However, he did make some points about raising money for veterans. Chief political correspondent Carl Cameron was there.
Let me tell you, these people are losers.
In a combative news conference, Donald Trump attacked the press face-to-face for questions about his promise to raise money for veterans groups more than 4 months ago. Today, he announced having raised $5.6 million and completed donations to more than 40 different veteran organizations over the last 2 weeks.
On behalf of the vets, the press should be ashamed of themselves. He's a sleaze, in my book. You're a sleaze because you know the facts, and you know the facts well.
Trump faced questions for months about how much he was going to donate and insisted today that the delay was because the recipients needed to be vetted, and he wanted to keep a low profile to focus on veterans, not himself. Though today's news conference had 200 reporters at Trump Tower.
The money's all been sent. I wanted to keep it private. If we could, I wanted to keep it private. Because I don't think it's anybody's business if I want to send money to the vets. If the press writes false stories like they did where I wanted to keep a low profile, I didn't want the credit for raising all this money for the vets. I wasn't looking for the credit.
Trump routinely denounces questions from the press as criticism and frequently eviscerates fellow Republicans who criticize his campaign or candidacy. Fred Malek, a top official with the Republican Governors Association, suggested in the Washington Post that Trump has to stop attacking Republicans lest he hurt candidates running for office this fall, including governors and, for that matter, for Congress or any other office.
If I have a Republican that's not on my side, I'm not going to. Why should I be particularly nice to that person?
The Clinton campaign and the Democratic Party launched a multi-front attack on Trump with videos, social media, and a demonstration right outside Trump Tower today. Trump could literally see it from the podium.
Donald Trump accused all of us of being here because of Hillary Clinton. One thing I want to make very clear, I am one of the main organizers of this action. That is unequivocally false. Donald Trump is trying to discredit veterans because we're not being convenient props in his narrative of bigotry and of hate.
Back inside, a New Hampshire veteran for Trump threw that right back at the left.
You got a guy outside McCoy. Go do a Google search on his Facebook. He's out there, his pictures with Clinton. They are using veterans as political pawns. It must stop.
Asked if today's confrontational news conference might be some sort of an indication of what his White House might be like, Trump said probably. He's not going to change, and he has to be who he is. The search from some Republican Trump critics for an independent candidacy does continue. Bill Kristol, the former publisher of the Weekly Standard today, has published in this week's edition that he's still looking at the possibility of a choice. A gentleman by the name of David French, a writer for the conservative National Review magazine, who is said to be willing to consider it. Not a lot of money, certainly not a lot of organization, and not a lot of name recognition, but somebody who's willing to potentially run as a third-party independent candidate to oppose both Trump and Clinton. The idea being, if that independent candidate could deny them enough electoral college votes, ultimately, the selection of the president could be left to Congress, and someone other than Trump or Hillary might be able to win. A long shot at best, Brett.
Still a long shot, and just coming in about French, he's talking with lots of people, donors, strategists, but in the mode of planning for it, not just considering it. We'll see where that goes. Carl Cameron outside Trump Tower. Thank you.